Hello and welcome to Zambia Today, a program made to keep you well informed on issues that concern you and I. My name is Alice Banda, and in the studio I'm joined by no other than Mr. Webster Malido, the newly appointed Director General for the Independent Broadcasting Authority, IBA. Mr. Malido, welcome to this interview.
Thank you so much, Alice, and it's a pleasure to be here in the ZANIS studios. I am looking forward to our conversation.
First, I'd like to congratulate you for on your new appointment, and indeed, it's been a long journey for you to be DG today. Briefly, tell us, who is Webster Malido?
Thank you. It's truly an honor and privilege to serve in this role as Director General of the IBA. I do recognize the weight of this responsibility, but I see it as an opportunity, for me and the team to meaningfully contribute to the continued growth of Zambia's broadcasting sector. So I'm inspired by the confidence that the board has placed in me by appointing me into this role, and I'm looking forward to working very closely with the team at IBA and our wider stakeholders, particularly the broadcasting industry. My professional journey, began many years ago. I started off as a reporter at the then Post newspaper, as a student intern then. That should have been into the year May 2000. So you can calculate, so basically about 25 years ago. And then upon my graduation in the year 2002, I was fully employed as a reporter at the Post. I worked at the Post newspaper up to the position of news editor in January 2008, when I left to go into the corporate sector, where I joined Barclays Zambia, it's ABSA now, as the PR manager at the time. I served within Barclays Zambia as head of corporate affairs and marketing until I was appointed into a regional role at Barclays Africa then, which is ABSA Group now, in 2012, where I had worked all the way. I was head of communications for Africa regions. Basically, I was in charge of corporate communications for the group for all African countries and African markets outside South Africa. I did go into consulting as a managing partner at a Prio Group, and then I went to One Acre Fund, which is a social enterprise that finances small-scale farmers, where I was the head of global communications until recently, before I joined IBA.
Okay, such a rich CV.
Thank you.
How do you feel stepping into the role of Director General of the Independent Broadcasting Authority?
Well, like I said, the industry has a huge potential. It has grown from the time the IBA became operational in 2013. We have over 200 stations and counting to date, and there's immense potential for the industry to continue growing. There are opportunities that digital and online technology is also going to bring and is bringing to the sector, and we want to work with the industry to see how we can collaboratively work together, take advantage of digitization and technology to further advance the industry.
Obviously, you've been in the office just a few months or a few days. So tell us more about your visits with your visits and how your interactions with stakeholders have been.
Yes, so far the interactions have been very positive and encouraging. Stakeholders, media stakeholders are openly sharing both their achievements, their successes, and some of the challenges they face. But encouragingly, I've seen strong commitment from the broadcasters to uphold standards of their industry, but also more so to innovate in their work. These engagements are valuable, especially for me. They are giving me practical insights into how we can provide better support to the industry while ensuring that they are operating within the provisions of the law and regulations. And so these interactions, they also provide me an opportunity to appreciate just the diverse environments in which specific broadcasting sections operate under, some of the investments that they are making, and how they are beginning to integrate technologies such as AI in their work. Most importantly, I am gaining first-hand experience of broadcasting houses, as I say, their successes, as well as some of the challenges that they encounter in their work.
Mr. Malido, what are your immediate priorities as you assume office?
Well, there will be many in the coming weeks and months and years, hopefully. But we also want to make sure that we look internally and see, how we can strengthen our own internal systems in terms of how we go about our work and in executing our mandate as a regulator for the broadcasting sector. Obviously, the industry is interested in us making sure that we are an efficient and effective regulator in terms of the services we deliver to them. We obviously uphold our regulatory mandate with transparency and fairness, and that is top on the list of my priority. I will be working with my team to make sure that we continue to foster a collaborative environment so that broadcasters feel supported. While we want to make sure that they are also holding the highest standards in terms of their work. So I would say, initially, that is broadly what my priority list looks like.
Let's pause for a break.
Welcome to Zambia News and Information Services, your media and communication hub. Need a professional space? We offer state-of-the-art studio hire for sound and film productions. Experience comprehensive news coverage and in-depth features that bring you closer to the stories that matter. Capture your moments with our professional photography services, perfect for events, portraits, and more. Looking for eye-catching visuals? Our graphic art and design team will elevate your brand with custom solutions. Host your next event with confidence. We provide high-quality conference systems and public address systems tailored to your needs. Contact us today at zanismarketing@gmail.com or call or WhatsApp 0773 809 040. ZANIS TV, the People's Channel.
Welcome back. In case you've just tuned in, this is Zambia Today with me, Alice Banda. And in the studio, I have with me Mr. Webster Malido. And this is the Director General for the Independent Broadcasting Authority, IBA. Mr. Malido, the broadcasting sector is evolving rapidly with digital technologies. How does the IBA plan to adapt and remain effective?
Sure. I think we all agree that technology is reshaping how content is produced and consumed. And so as IBA, as a regulator, we must make sure that we are proactive by updating our frameworks, supporting innovation, and building capacity within the authority to effectively regulate, guide, and support broadcasters. As you are probably aware, our Act is currently undergoing a review process to address some of these emerging issues. And so our goal is to foster an environment where digital transformation strengthens the quality, accessibility, and diversity of broadcasting in the country.
Okay. And how does the IBA balance compliance and enforcement with broadcasters' freedom of expression, editorial independence, and responsibility to the public?
Yes, that's a very important question, Alice. So you agree that freedom of expression is a constitutional right guaranteed in our Constitution, which right we fully respect as a regulator. At the same time, we also promote the principle of editorial independence for broadcast sessions. You also agree that these also come with the responsibility to provide accurate, balanced, and ethical content by the broadcasters. Our role as a regulator is not to stifle expression, but at the same time, we want to make sure that broadcasting services, the broadcasting industry serves the public interest. And so with that, I would say that compliance and enforcement are pretty much meant to promote fairness, protect audiences, and maintain professionalism in the industry.
Okay. DG, with over 200 stations in the country right now, is it still necessary for IBA to continue licensing these stations?
So it's a fair question. First of all, the broad government policy is to ensure that the people of Zambia have access to local broadcasting services. So, and at the present moment, we are not at a position where every area, every district of the country is, service in terms of broadcasting services. So we obviously work on the basis of available spectrum, and we liaise with ZICTA in that regard. They regulate, the technology industry, and so we work collaboratively to make sure that as and when spectrum is available, and then we look at the areas where we feel we need to extend broadcasting services. Having said that, we should look at broadcasting not in terms of the numbers of stations, but we also promote diversity. We want diversity of the content by the broadcasters. Some broadcasters are focused in specific content type, some are commercial, some are religious or Christian radio stations, some are lifestyle. And so we also want to make sure that it is not just a question of the number of stations we have, but just making sure that we have a rich and broad diversity in terms of the type of content that these broadcast stations provide to their audiences.
Okay. And finally, DG, what message would you want to share with the broadcasters as well as general public out there concerning during your tenure?
Our message is simple. We are here to regulate, but also to support and encourage growth in the sector, the broadcasting sector. And so I would like to take this opportunity to invite all our broadcasters to work with us in advancing professionalism, innovation, inclusivity. I believe that together we can build a broadcasting industry that strengthens our democracy, that contributes to national development, a broadcasting sector that empowers communities And so with that, I would just like to say, thank you for giving us this opportunity to interact with you on your program. And I'll just close by saying that, our doors at IBA remain open for further interactions.
Okay. Thank you so much once more for coming to ZANIS studio.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
IBA Director General there, closing with a word of encouragement to all of us that his doors are open. And indeed, on behalf of the entire ZANIS production team, my name is Alice Panda saying goodbye and God bless you.